Hello, my name is Jodi Low, and this is the Leadership Lowdown, powered by the BBB and You and Improved. The Leadership Lowdown cuts through the clutter and gets to the heart of what makes businesses tick. We want to share the stories that matter to you, all of the successes and triumphs and all of the pitfalls, and everything that happens in between. So with that, let's get on to today's show. Well, thank you for joining us, Eric Newton, GM of Curt's Auto Repair. Welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you, Jodi.
Yes, I'm lucky because we get to sit on the board of the BBB together. So It's great. Yeah, we have a lot of fun on that.
We do.
It's a good time. Anything at the BBB is a good time.
Yeah.
But so fun to talk to you in this capacity and share a little bit about you and Curt's and all the fun that you have going on.
We've had tons of fun.
Yeah. Well, so tell us a little bit about the background. So you've been with Curt's for how long now?
I've been with him for 25 years.
Wow.
Curt started business back in 87.
87. And Curt is who to you?
Curt is my father-in-law.
Nice.
Curt had only daughters, so I married the oldest daughter. He said, well, you could listen to him or you could listen to me. I was
we're gonna go with you for sake of this podcast, but we can get him another time.
Yeah. I was actually pretty handy, and he's seen that, but his excuse was he needed to keep an eye on me because I married his daughter.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Smart man. And so you joined forces back in 25 years ago, yeah. Oh, okay.
25 years ago.
Okay, so 2000 was 25 years ago. I'm doing the math. I'm like, that must have been the 80s. Okay, no that would be the year 2000. So what capacity did you start in? And then obviously running the show today.
Right.
So what has that journey been like?
Well, basically, I started off as just nothing more than you would hire any kid.
Mm-hmm.
Just come in, learn the wrenches, learn the ropes. While I had mechanical ability, I didn't have a lot of automotive knowledge.
Okay.
So I come in, learn the ropes, and Curt taught me, the basics of where things are in basic electrical. Mm-hmm. And the guy I replaced was kind of a middle season tech, and he'd already had classes set up for him to go to.
Oh, okay.
And he says, well, he's not going, so you're going to go. So he threw me smack dab right in the middle of electronics classes, because that's when electronics were starting to really boom in the cars. Wow. And we found out that's where my gift is in the electronics, the diagnostics, all the electrical workings of the cars, the networking, everything of that sort. Mechanically, I could do it all, but I actually had a really good understanding of the computers and all this, how they work with sensors and how they did all kinds of things. So it was a good shot right at the beginning, and I've been running hard since then.
Wow. So I love that. So you didn't really come in with some big you didn't go to school for it or anything, that you've really grown up in the trenches of it. It was more like, hey, I've got the aptitude and ability and interest, so let's go. Love that.
And that's how we actually hire most of our employees.
Okay.
We found that we've had a few from West Mech, if you know about them. They do a little bit of tech training and stuff like that. And we haven't had any of those really work out for us. The ones that have worked for us are the ones that we've hired from early ages, and we got guys that have been with us over 20 years because we hired them back in early 2000s.
So tell us a little bit more about that, because you were saying you're finding great people not coming out of the I guess the trenches of school, but more organically. So what is it that you see from your perspective that makes those candidates or those folks so much better for the fit?
I find that people that come from trade schools, I mean, they're good people. Yeah. I've never had a bad one come out of a trade school, but they joined it when they were teenagers, typically from high school or something like that. A lot of these, like West Mech, are your elective course and things like that. So they try it thinking they want to do it, and they'll come in and try it. But by the time they've been there a year or something like that, they realize, okay, this isn't for me. So that's my personal experience. I know there's a lot of good techs that come out of those places. Sure. But that's just been our personal experience. Yeah. People that come to me and say, I want to do this, and they have a desire. We've got one older gentleman that did fleet maintenance for a while, and then he just come over from fleet maintenance, and we've had him now for 15 years or something like that. He's been really good too, because he had already had it, and he was already past that decision of what I'm going to do for a living. So I find the ones when they come in and they haven't made a decision what they want to do in life, they're the ones that have a tendency to say, I was good for 2 years of it. I learned a bunch. I did some things. We even had one guy leave and go do his own like modification shop and stuff like that, which he really enjoyed. But, you know, it takes a lot of discipline to do your own thing. So, you know, it didn't quite work out for him, but he even took what we had given him and he went and actually tried to do his own. Didn't completely work out, but we've had most people that come in after they've decided I want to do this for a living do great.
Yeah.
But it's the ones where they come in as teenagers and they're not sure what they're doing.
That's a little tougher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there certain qualities and characteristics that you really look for or say, gosh, if they kind of tick these boxes, they're probably going to thrive at Curt's?
In general, the automotive field and us specifically, these have to be drivers. A lot of them are type A personality. This field is based off a lot of production. Not entirely the best way to do things, but production is what makes numbers, and it's a pay matrix. And so the ones that are drivers and pushers, and I want to learn, I need to do this and all that. Ones that want to know, but really aren't movers, and you see that really fast.
Yeah.
Just aren't going to make it. Now, the knowledge is great, but they're just not going to work out as a technician. They have to
not
be
gonna
pushers.
Be the right fit. Yeah. So over your tenure now of 25 years, you've been probably, I'm assuming, in so many different roles within the company as you've grown as a leader and a mechanic and all the different pieces. With Curt, obviously founding the company, your father-in-law, has there been a lot of other family that have been a part of it, or what does that look like? Because it sounds like it's more of a family owned and operated.
It's really family.
Yeah.
We've only have 3 people there right now out of 12 that aren't somewhere related to the family.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it is really, really family.
Yeah.
That's great.
Curt was one of 7, and so the Valleys has 4 of the whole family was here except for like the 2 oldest when they moved here. They moved from Illinois. He was a kid still, but the rest of the family moved with them.
Yeah.
So 4 brothers lived here in the Valley, grew up, and so they had kids and everything else. So we've had cousins, we've had nieces, nephews, we've had all kinds of people work through. And so currently we got a dad and 2 brothers that are working for us, and one of the brothers is married to one of Curt's nieces. So,
oh my goodness!
So there's that. So
we got a lot of family dynamic.
We got 3 from one family, but one of them actually is married into the family. So it's all around. And then again, I'm second generation. My kids are old enough; they're actually working there. So I've got 2 of my sons working there.
Wow.
So and then we have. And like I said, there's a few other helpers that just aren't part of the family. But we've known one of our parts guys was a parts delivery guy back in the 80s for Curt when he started, and that business closed down, and we've heard about it, and we was able to find him, and we brought him in because he was such a good guy.
Yeah. So and what is that like? Because obviously a lot of our listeners and viewers are perhaps they own their own business, or they might be a family-owned and operated business. So what are some of the things that have worked really well? Because it's a different thing to navigate when it's family and business.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you've run into, or that things that have made you so successful working as a family?
I would say the hardest thing you run into is when you actually have to let one of them go. Because
I would think,
you got to say, okay, I'm your friend, I'm your family member, or whatever it be. But in the business, you're just not working, and that's the hardest to separate from.
For sure.
So that would be. But a lot of the fun things is, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. You go out and you're doing things together at night. So we all enjoy similar family things, and so we'll leave the shop and then go do something at night together. And it's like, didn't I just see you?
Yeah. Haven't we been spending all day, every day together?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So it really, one bleeds into the other probably seamlessly. And then you're like, oh, it's a weekend or a holiday and you're together again too. So that's interesting. So now with the business where it is today, obviously very successful. And might I mention, Torch Award winners twice and up for this year's Torch Award. So 2015 winner, 2020 winner, and then up for the Torch Award again in 2025. So congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That is huge. I mean, the Torch Award for ethics is a big deal. So obviously you're doing so many things the right way and treating your customers and your employees and team the right way. What is it looking like now? Because Curt is in the business, not in the business. Is he involved, or what does that look like?
Curt is 70. He is talking retirement.
Okay.
So we're in the process of figuring out how that's going to work and everything of that sort. So we are, like I said, third generation. My kids are there. Yeah. So Curt's always going to be a mascot is what we're going to call him now. Okay.
I love that.
He's going to be a mascot, but the day-to-day operations, he's not going to need to be there for the day-to-day operations. So we are in the talks of just
what does that look like?
Just handing it down.
Yeah.
So we are in that talks because, like I said, he is 70. Yep. He wants to have more of his free time. He found a hobby he likes more than cars. He's doing a bunch of woodworking now. If you find something that made out of wood, he's either tried it or that's his.
Wow, loved it. He found a passion there.
Yeah, he found a passion there, and so when he started spending hours doing that a day, he said, all right, I'm ready to go do something else.
Yeah,
so,
it was time. It was time. Well, good for him. That's what it's all about. So having that balance. And then for you, what is it that you, I guess, gets you up early and keeps you up late in the business? Obviously, it's family and all of those things. But what is it that kind of drew you to it and that you still love today after all these years?
I've always been one. I like helping people. Like we was talking before we got started. I've done multiple podcasts. I'm on the ARAC. I like helping people. Yeah. It's always been my drive. If there's I seen one the other day. I was driving up the road and there's a car stalled in the middle of the road. I'm like, this isn't good. Pull over behind him, turn on my hazards, and it's some like 18-year-old girl. She didn't have a clue what's going on. Her car just died on her. Oh yeah. So I mean, hey, can I get in here? It's kind of weird. That guy, I'm trying not to.
I want to help you, but I don't want to
spook you.
Creep you out. Yeah.
So it's like, come on, can I get your car off the road? Let's move you out of the road. You don't want to sit here. So luckily she had called her parents or something, and they just come up like a second after me. Yeah. So it was like, okay, let's get the car pushed out of the way and things. So I'm always one to help people. My wife says, how do you get yourself into so many things? It's like, what are you talking about? I don't know when this will air, but a few days ago, there was that fire on the 101 with that motorhome. I don't know if anybody seen about that. I was right there. And she goes, how do you get yourself close to all that stuff? I don't know.
You're like, I'm a magnet for it. I like helping people and things just appear and I have to help.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's one of those things that, so what drives me every day is getting up. We all got to make a paycheck. Yep. We all got to make the wheels turn. But the thing is just being satisfied at the end of the day. We got Mrs. Jones out the door. She can go on her family vacation. She can, we can help the kids, the grandkids. We've got multiple generations of families that still come to us because we've been working for the parents now for 20 years. Now we got the kids are already growing up, and we're working for the kids and everything of that sort. And then once you get, usually because we're doing them so right, if the family is nearby, my mom comes in and he says, come here. Oh, my kid comes here, so I'm coming here. So we usually spread into multiple members of the family if they're all, living in the proximate area.
Yeah. And your location is?
23rd Avenue in Bell is the closest, basically right off just east of the I-17.
Okay. So 23rd Avenue in Bell. Awesome. And is there any plans to expand? Or you like being your single?
It's comfortable running one location, but as things change, there has been talks of possibly maybe starting a second location. Yeah. There's just so many.
A lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts, literally.
So
it takes a certain class of people, and I'm in talks with some people that would know how to do that type of stuff. So it probably is going to happen, but I just don't know when or where.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it's always good to keep the options open and see what fits at the time.
Yeah.
And so, Eric, when you look back at your career, and obviously Curt being a huge piece of this development for you, and I love the fact that you sort of stumbled in at the right time, like, hey, someone was going to go to these classes, and now it's you. Congratulations. When you look back, were there certain people or mentors that really shaped you or helped you become the leader that you are today in running the company?
In all reality, Curt's been the biggest influence. But there are people that he's gleaned information from. So it's a modge podge of information. Yeah. It's come through Curt, but it's been from multiple different people. Yeah. And it, you handed me a book, read through it. He loves reading too. So he's read a bunch, and he'll be like, do we know this? Do we know this? Do we know this? Kind of thing. So I say he's pushed it along, but it's because he's been gleaning it from all kinds of different people. We are kind of Dave Ramsey fans, and so we do run a no debt business. So that's been a kind of one of those things is how we do it. So it helps. I mean, we don't have to worry about, we all went through a slowdown. We didn't have to, mortgage anything. We didn't have to, because when you don't have any debt, you have to worry about just your daily bills. Even if business cuts way down, those bills are easier to pay. You might have to, give people short weeks and things like that. But I mean, you can get through it because I don't have a, $50,000 a month payment to a bunch of equipment and all business buildings and all kinds. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so for you personally, what is it that you mentioned like woodworking and some of the hobbies that Curt has? Do you have things outside of the business that really fuel you that kind of keep that balance of work and personal?
Williams, Flagstaff.
Oh,
I have a fifth wheel. I just get up there. I go sit in the forest and do nothing.
Oh,
interesting. That's
your escape.
That's my escape.
Yeah.
If my wife had a preference, we'd spend every weekend in San Diego. So
we all have our things, right? We all have our things.
So she likes camping and everything. She likes the beach. She prefers the beach over the forest, but the forest is closer and easier to get to.
Right. So you could camp at the beach. You can figure out ways to accomplish that.
And we've done that, but it's. The forest is 2 hours away and the beach is 5. So.
Yeah, a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned that your sons, is it, that are a part of the business now?
Yeah.
And so what kind of roles do they fill within the company now? And
right now, my oldest son is a master tech. Okay. So he's in there. He can practically do anything. My youngest son is a middle level tech. So he comes in, does a lot of the maintenance stuff, the tires, the water pumps, the things that change that, what most do-it-yourselfers do,
right?
But in the professional side of things. So
nice.
He's working on learning some of the electronics and things like that. He shows more of the aptitude like I did at that age. So I think I'm going to push him into the electronic side of things. And so
help him kind of grow in that role.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And with what you do, obviously you're touching so many different lives in the work that you do. Again, like you said, whether it's a family and generations, has there been, I'm sure there's probably many, but has there been a particular standout moment for you, a client, a customer, a moment where you're like, this is why we do what we do? Like an instance like that?
There's been ups and downs. One recently, and was the daughter, she got hit by another vehicle. She got in a car accident. Well, we don't do any auto repair or auto body. Oil and paint just don't mix. But, the daughter trusted us. And, she's 22 or something like that. She's not really known much, but she's like, I don't have any body shop to go to. I don't know anybody. What can, so, okay, get the car to me. And we'll look it over to see how bad it is. Because she goes, it's drivable, but it's like, there's other stuff going on. And we're like, okay. And so we walked her through the insurance paperwork, all the ins and outs and things like that. That's the type of thing. It's like, hey, I didn't get anything for it.
Yeah.
So
it's just the right thing
to do. It's just the right thing to do. Yeah. So you got things like that. And then I got ones where Mrs. Jones comes, I can't remember a specific situation, but we've had them where shows up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're supposed to leave in the morning. Something happened to my car. And I'm like, oh no. I mean, you're really trying to scramble because that's really hard.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes I haven't been a hero. And every once in a while you can say, oh, it's something small. We'll do it real fast and make sure you're out of town in the morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes, unfortunately, we can't
takes
do
more
that.
Time,
it just takes more time. So those are the ones that are like, I didn't want to be the one to tell you it's not going to happen, but I like being able to do when I can.
Yeah. Well, and in an industry like yours where, people are constantly like, am I being taken care of, or am I being lied to, or, misled? It's so wonderful to know that there are those ethical folks in the business that people can lean on and trust. So, well, I mentioned to you before we went on camera and on air today that I have some fun questions that I want to ask you. And the reason for these is I love to allow our listeners and viewers to learn a little bit about Eric and what makes you tick and how you think, and so some fun stuff to get the wheels turning for us. So first and foremost, Eric, what would you say is your favorite word?
Favorite word? Well, I don't have a favorite word.
Okay.
I have a favorite saying.
Oh, okay. We'll go with saying. With saying.
I would say 6 of one, half dozen other.
Okay.
People ask me, what do you think all the time? And that's kind of my favorite saying because either one would work.
Yep.
There's not a better one than the other. So that's kind of one of those where one's not going to be bad, and I will just tell you, that's my favorite say. 6 of one, half dozen. My wife always looks at me and she goes, why do you always say that? Yeah. Because it doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So do you have a least favorite word or a least favorite phrase, I guess?
Can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
I just like, why?
Yeah.
No, try.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you can't.
Yeah,
try.
At least put some effort into it to see what we can do.
I don't like the word can't.
Yeah. No, makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. I love that. What would you say for you turns you on, whether it's creatively or spiritually, emotionally? Like, what kind of lights you up?
I don't know. I would guess knowledge.
Okay.
I always like learning. I'm always learning.
Yeah.
Whether it be... I'm in this field, so that I'm doing a lot of building information in this field, but I find it bleeds into a lot of other fields.
Sure.
I've remodeled my own house.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a lot of, there's things I didn't, you could tell it wasn't professionally done, but, just handyman stuff, just being able to work with understanding how electricity works, knowing, I don't know some of the codes, but, I understand what's safe and what's not safe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I like building information, and the more information I have, the more things I can do. I like just doing things, so I have to get the information to be able to do them.
To do it, right.
Yeah.
So that knowledge is power because you can actually use that knowledge and put it into action. I love that. Is there something that just completely turns you off that you're like, ugh, I cannot stand that?
I would probably say people that can't reasonably have a conversation. They're so stuck in their way without being able to explain why. Now, I'm okay if you have an opinion and it totally differs to mine.
Yeah.
But give me an explanation, not just because.
Yeah.
So
just being stubborn and digging your heels in without having a why behind it or a reason. That makes sense. Perfect. Yeah. Yep. Is there a sound or noise that you love?
This is going to go into the automotive side of me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like it, but a really good sounding V8 American muscle car.
Okay.
There's no sound like it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just love it. Spoken like a true automotive guy, right? I love that. Is there a sound or noise that just drives you batty?
I would probably say, and I don't know which one it is exactly, but my 18-year-old son is very good at repeating things, either just clicking or just tapping. He's a fidgeter. And so just that occasionally just, it's like
a repetitive fidgeting. Yeah. Stop doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be the one thing I'd be like, most of the time I can zone it out, but eventually it does get into
some kind of a repetitive tapping or noise like that.
Yeah.
I get it. If you were, I guess, rewind time, if you were to pick a career, a profession other than what you do, is there something, and put the skills aside, let's say you have all the aptitude in the world for whatever it is there something that you're like, gosh, I would love to do that, or I would have loved to have done that?
It's hard to think outside because of my skill level. I probably would have been in some type of trade. Because I like doing things.
Yeah. Just very hands-on.
In retrospect, if I just had a wide open base back when before I got associated with things, I probably would have been an electrician or an AC tech or something.
Okay,
like that.
something. Always hands on though.
Yeah. Because it's just where I am. I just like building things. I just like putting things. I mean, I sit at a computer a lot nowadays because of my role, but it's not fun.
I love the hands-on stuff the most.
I'd go out and do something.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, how wonderful that you picked a profession in alignment with what really brings you to life. That's wonderful. Not everyone can say that, so that's great. Is there something that you think profession-wise you're like, oh, that would be just absolutely awful, like I would never want to do that?
I would hate to be in a call center.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there on a phone behind a stupid computer for 8 or 10 hours a day. I mean, you might get to have some fun conversations. Yeah. But, I mean...
too repetitive, monotonous for you. Yeah.
You can barely get me to sit here a half hour, let alone...
You're like, I want to be with people and build something and use my hands and my mind. Yeah. I get it. That totally makes sense.
Yes. So what is that? The health transcript person or something where they sit
just
there.
Like data entry type things. Yeah.
Oh, no. Forget it.
No. Got to be building something, making something, creating something. I love it. So to wrap us up, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates, my friend?
Well, that's kind of hard to answer because you said if, and I believe, so... well done would be the one I would expect to get.
Perfect. I think that's a perfect one. And it obviously with all that you shared today too, so much of your mindset and reason for doing what you do is in that vein of serving and helping others. So I'm sure that well done will be there many years from now when that time comes. Many years. Many years from now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, this being the Leadership Lowdown, I would love to wrap up our time together today. Is there a tip, word of wisdom, anything that you'd want to share with our viewers or listeners that was either advice given to you or something you've learned along the way, whether it's related to automotive or life in general?
When having to make hard decisions, always take the advice of somebody you truly trust because they're not there for their own will. Typically, they're there for what's better for you.
Mm-hmm. Love that. That's a great one to leave us on. Like that, Eric. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this show. And thank you for all that you do in the community. Obviously, you do great work and you do it with morals and ethics and integrity. And that's the biggest piece of not only what the BBB stands for, but obviously what your business stands for.
Yes.
So love that it's in true alignment. So thank you for making time today and appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Jodi.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, this has been the Leadership Lowdown. My name is Jodi Low. Thank you for joining us. And remember, leaders are learners. So stay curious and keep leading with love.